I also told you that I will work with preconditions, and I create for that a new output. The output will be main subnets IDs. The description is list of subnets inside main VPC. And what I want to do, I want to output a list of all subnets which belong to the main VPC. How I will do it? Very simple. I will use the values method. I will open you the documentation. That's the documentation for values. And here, if I passed a map, it will return me a list. I want to return a list of subnets IDs. Before using the values, I will show you the original output. So for value, I write I need this AWS subnet, so copy paste dot main, and let's run Terraform apply so that you can see what is the original output without modification. Terraform apply environment STG. No changes in real infrastructure, but this big map of maps is the output. It's very big, but I want to extract only this ID from the map, and I will do it in the following way. Ctrl+C to cancel it here. Remember about the values, copy it, paste it. I need to iterate through every element in that map, so I use square brackets to get the key, and I put here that splat or asterisk to get all the keys. And once I get all the keys, I get the ID from every object from that key. So it's the key, it has an object, and from the object I get the subnet ID. It's another key, it's another object, I get the subnet ID. And it must happen 5 times. Let's check in the Terraform apply, just clear the terminal, run Terraform apply again. Something I did wrong. Let's check what is wrong. Let's just remove the ID and the splat, just leaving it like this, values, Terraform apply. Okay, I got a list. It's my output. It's not a map. It is already a list of maps, not a map of maps. And I need to get all elements from that list. So I write the square brackets after the values. So this part is a list. And once I have the list, I extract from every element from the list the ID key or ID value. Let's run Terraform apply again, just clear Ctrl+C, clear the terminal, Terraform apply. Success. I have 5 subnets with their IDs. Sorry, I had to approve it. One moment. Yes. All right, it was saved. And if I run Terraform output, I see my main subnets ID. And if I go to the Terraform state, that is here, I see that main subnets IDs, it is a tuple, and it means a list of 5 strings. That's the subnet, 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 subnet. 5 subnets and string, 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 string. Close Terraform state. Remember we talked about the precondition. I need to go to the documentation which I closed. I will open it again. One moment. That's here. And it is precondition. Copy it. Paste it. Let's write the comment. All subnets IDs must start with, and let's check in the output what is the most common ID. Everything starts with 0, so must start with 0. The condition. If it is true, everything is okay, but if it's not true, the precondition will fail and you will get the error. I'm going to write it, just showing you what I want to do. I want to use an iteration through a map and to return a list. I open the square brackets because I want to return a list, and I'm going to use here the for expression. I will put the documentation in the description so you can read about the for expression, and I want to use this line. So I have a list of maps. This together, this line and this line, I will combine them. So for key value in AWS subnet main, I already know it is a map of maps, and if I iterate through it, I will get the key and the value. Now I write colon and telling what to do with the values. I want to return the ID, that is this one, only if I'm going to use start with. I will open the documentation, that is this one. And if a string starts with a string which I put in the prefix, then the result is true, and that if will be good. I mean, this if will be good because it's true, and I will return the value ID. But if the string doesn't start with the prefix which I put as the second item, then the result will be false, and that value ID will not be returned. The return will be nothing, a null. So here I write starts. Let's copy it from the browser, it's faster. Close it. Open the brackets, write here value.id, comma, open the terminal, copy this part, copy, paste. I get it. Now I must go to the browser, go to string functions. I need to find something length. Somewhere length. That is here in the collection functions. So I get a list and I need to count how many items has the list. For that I use length. I will put the link in the documentation. So I have this list. I just open and close the round brackets. I don't like it. That's better. I write length, and it must be equal to 0. And what it means? If it is equal to 0, it means all elements starts with subnet 0. And if it doesn't equal to 0, it means there is at least one element which doesn't start with subnet 0. Let's write the error message. At least one subnet ID doesn't start with subnet 0. That is ready. Let's run Terraform apply. I get the error. Is object with 5 attributes. Okay, I know my problem. I will copy this part, put it for value instead of value, and comment the precondition. Let's check what is the output, because I think I made a mistake. Okay, this is my output because everything starts with subnet 0. I have to put here a not. So if something doesn't start with subnet 0, it will return the value ID. Let's run the Terraform apply. And you see now it's going to delete all the subnets because none of them, because all of them starts with subnet 0. If I put here, so I copy this 7, paste here, and all the subnets which don't start with 07 will be printed. Terraform apply. And it is going to delete the 07 subnet, but the rest will stay intact. Good. Let's uncomment the precondition. Put here the exclamation mark, which means not. Uncomment the original value and run the Terraform apply. Now the test should pass. Everything passed, precondition passed. If I put here 07, I will have a list of 4 elements and it is not equal to 0. So the precondition will fail. It failed. It returned me an object with 5 attributes. It must have 4, but it's not the point. The point is, subnet main. So this comment is a bit confusing because it's talking about the subnet main, not the list of value IDs. I remove the 7. I check if it still works. It works. Let's check Terraform state, what happened there. Nothing happened, it's the same state as it was. Let's add the changes to Git and write here the commit message, output with precondition. Commit. I want you to show something else. If you want to write 2 preconditions, you can write them, not a problem at all. So you can test here, for example, 5 equals 0. And here I write test. You see that is not equal to 0. I wrote it wrong, sorry. So length AWS main equals 0. Let's try to run it. It's very slow. Let's wait. And it failed because it's an object with 5 attributes. And if I put here 5, it's 5 here. It passed. So you can have 2 preconditions, 5 preconditions, 1 million preconditions, not a problem. Also, in the value, you can return it as a string. Here, a string with variables, and it will work. Let's check it. Nope, I put it as a sensitive, not very good idea. False. Let's write again. I think Terraform doesn't like me. I will use here in the seeder block because it is not as sensitive. Waiting, and you see here was added. That is how you can create outputs. No changes in Git, and it is all seen in the next subpart.